So today I want to take you through the next enforcement mechanism on the Digital Bill of Rights, and that is enforcement mechanism 3. So right at the top of the page, mandatory pre-implementation review. So if you remember, these are the mechanisms that will be in place to make sure that the articles in the Digital Bill of Rights are adhered to. So we started off with our Digital Rights Commissioner. That was point 1. Point 2 was the private right of action. And point 3 is mandatory pre-implementation review. So any new digital system affecting identity, payments, or surveillance must publish purpose, methodology, risks, and data sources in plain language. So if our government wants to bring in a new digital system that covers any of those, identity, payments, or surveillance, so identity as in digital ID, surveillance as in cameras, or payments as in digital bank currency or central bank digital currency, they must publish the purpose of it. And it must be plain. It must be easy enough for you and I to grasp and understand why they feel the need to have this in place. So they must publish purpose, methodology, so how they're going to do it, risks, so any risk to you or me or any person in this country, and data sources. So they must give us that information. They also must undergo independent, technical, and human rights impact assessments. So if they want to bring new technology in, they have to be able to, they have to undergo, so they have to go through independent technical and human rights impact assessments. So it can't be somebody from their company, can't be somebody in the government, it can't be somebody from a private company within the organisation that is rolling out the new digital system. They must provide 90-day public consultation period. Now, we know that the digital ID, there was no consultation on that. We know that the facial recognition technology, there was no consultation on that. And when it comes to central bank digital currency, CBDC, there'll probably be no consultation on that either. So dictated to. We're being dictated to. The enforcement mechanism for this is that you can't dictate to us. There has to be a 90-day public consultation period for any new digital technology. They also must demonstrate that alternatives were considered. So just like when Mr. Starmer decided to award Palantir a contract for our National Health Service data, to the exclusion of any other organisation. Didn't even go out to tender. It was all done backhanded. It was all done in back rooms. And it was decided and shaken upon without anybody else being able to be considered at all. And that was down to Mandelson, who was the one that organised and orchestrated the meeting for Mr. Starmer, the private closed meeting for Mr. Starmer and Palantir to have access to our National Health Service data. And they also must receive approval from the Digital Rights Commissioner. So that is the person, male or female, who will be put in place. And we spoke about that on the very first enforcement mechanism. Yeah, if you haven't seen that, do go back and look at the Digital Rights Commissioner piece that I've done. So covert deployment constitutes criminal violation. So to try and get it all under the table, to try and push it so that we don't know anything about it, that's classed as criminal violation. So that is enforcement mechanism 3.